execution of a file. Now you can have this is a comment. Now you can use this one for this one is used for a comment. The 2// this is a comment. It is similar to the comment in C++ at PHP. This is a okay. Then if you want to so if we just need to insert comment for multiple lines, you'll use this sign, then you'll close with this sign. So it means that this is a multiple comments in JavaScript. If you have many lines, now use this sign, then you close with this one. Now the next part will be looking at how you can insert JavaScript in an external file. So the first thing of implementing the other part of implementing JavaScript code in your HTML or your program is by using an external file, whereby you just insert the link in between end tags. They are recommended in between end tags of our HTML file. Then after that, you'll create a new file in a different. You'll create a new file. Then you save it as file name. You save it as JS. Then you'll need to add another file named as, for example, you may name it as file name.js. Now, after that, now you'll create a new file. Then that file you can end to your JavaScript code there. Then you see what the result now. Now we have seen introduction to JavaScript. Now we'll be looking at variables and operators. Now in this part we will discuss variables. There are various types of data types that are used in JavaScript. We have numbers. We may have 124 as this one. These are numbers now. These are numbers. This is strings. These are the test string. You may have my name is Philo string. You have a boolean. Boolean is where you have true or conditions. So we have true or false. Something if it's true, that's what you call booleans. Okay, JavaScript serves other types of data types such as null and undefined data types. Okay, when you're writing your variables, you can separate by commas. Like here, you can separate by, let's say you may have variable age and variable name, or you can just use a semicolon. You can have variable age, you put a semicolon, variable name, you put a semicolon there. Then after that, you have variable initialization. It refers to the storing of variable in a storing of a value in a variable. It is applied during variable creation. Later you require that variable. For instance, you may have variable name. So the variable initialization, you may have, let's say variable name, you have Philo. Variable age, you may have age equals to 23. Okay, those are variables. You can use them later in your program. So let's have variable scope. So in this part we'll be looking at local variables and the local variables. Global variables are variables that are anywhere in a JavaScript code. They are visible within a function when it is defined. So local, they are just visible within a function when they are defined. For example, you may have variable, my variable, you define it as global, declare, okay, function or check scope, so it will have variable, this one local, declare that one my variable, so it will produce local, it is to produce local, because we have said that local it is produced when it is defined, it appears in a function when it is defined. We will look at how you can write your variables. You can write your first thing you need to understand about variables, they are case sensitive. It means that they are, let's say you have name and this one name in capital letters, in caps. So this one, they are very different variables, because we have said they are case sensitive, now to know, we should not use JavaScript reserved keywords, which include boolean, break, you may use double, else, delete, do, char, defaults, new, and others. There are many more. There are very many. If you visit our website now, you'll find many more keywords that are used in JavaScript. Variable should not start with numbers 0 to 9, so it should not start with numbers, only to start with a letter or a underscore, a letter that is between A to Z, then a underscore. For example, you may have this one and this one, but this one 9 with H is invalid because it is started with a number. Now we'll just first discuss the notes, then we'll be giving some of the examples. We'll be giving some of the examples. Be giving some of the examples. Now look at the operators. Operators, there are different types of operators. We have arithmetic operators where we have addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and we have something else we call increment and decrement. We'll be looking at comparison operators where you compare something and another. We have logical, relational, they are called the relational operators. We have assignment, then we have conditional operators. Now let's say for instance we have our arithmetic operators. Here we have, let's say, variable a, then you have variable b. Now when you define variable c as test, then you variable line break, you insert this one line break, that's a value for line break, then say document a plus b, the result should be a plus b, document results, and then you will insert a line break. Now it will produce that because it will add the two numbers. Now as we have been looking at arithmetic, this one adds two numbers, this one subtraction, it subtracts the values, then multiplication, it will multiply the two values, then you have division to find the two numbers, then percent will give the percentage of the two multiplied by 100. In increment, it will increase 1 to the value, to add one value to the one. Okay, then decrement will increase by 1. Let's say you have 10 here and 20, so increment it will give for 20, it will give, let's say for 20 it will give 21, this one it will give 11, but decrement, this one will be 19 and this one will be 9. Now that's what we call arithmetic operators. Comparison operators, okay, we have comparison, we have equal, greater than, not equal, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Let's have an example for this. We may have variable a is equals to 20 and b equals to 10. Let's say variable line break, it just have this, you see. Then equal, you just use two equal signs, use two equal signs. Greater than, you just use this sign, less than. Equal